Back in the summer of 1980, the Glatzel family moved to a new rental home in Brookfield, Connecticut, hoping for a fresh start. But things took a dark turn when young David Glatzel had a terrifying encounter with a menacing spirit. And this led to a series of horrifying events, including demonic possession, violence, and a sensational murder trial involving the Glatzel family and Arne Johnson. Let's witness this mysterious and chilling story where reality and the supernatural intertwine in unsettling ways. So stay tuned. The Glatzel family and the haunted house. The Glatzel family, consisting of Judy, her daughter Debbie, and her young son David, were an average American family. In the summer of 1980, they moved into a rental home in Brookfield, Connecticut, seeking a fresh start. The house seemed perfect, but soon, young David encountered something sinister. While exploring the house, David claimed he met the spirit of an angry old man who warned him of impending doom if the family moved in. Initially, Judy and Debbie dismissed David's story as a child's overactive imagination. However, David's claims didn't stop there. He described the spirit in chilling detail, a menacing figure with a thin face, jagged teeth, and dark eyes. The Glatzels' initial disbelief was shaken when David began experiencing night terrors, physical attacks, and a rapid decline in his health. Despite their skepticism, the family couldn't ignore the increasing severity of David's condition. According to a report by People, David would wake up with mysterious bruises and scratches, further unsettling the family. Desperate and frightened, the Glatzels sought help from the Catholic Church, but their pleas for an exorcism were initially rejected. It was this desperate situation that led them to contact Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators, who took on the case with grave seriousness. The Warrens' involvement marked the beginning of a harrowing journey into the world of demonic possession, a journey that would leave an indelible mark on the Glatzel family and ultimately lead to one of the most infamous murder cases in American history: David's possession and the Warrens' intervention. After the Glatzel family moved into their new home, David's health rapidly declined. He began having disturbing visions and conversations with the spirit of the old man who had warned him. These interactions left David terrified and confused, further alarming his family. As weeks passed, David's behavior grew increasingly erratic. He would speak in strange tones and even Latin, a language he had never learned. Physical signs of possession soon followed. David suffered from violent seizures, mysterious injuries appeared on his body, and he would often growl like an animal. Desperate for help, the Glatzels turned to Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators known for their work on the Amityville horror case. The Warrens quickly became convinced that David was possessed by multiple demons. Their investigation revealed that David's encounters with the old man had opened a gateway for demonic entities. Over the course of several months, the Warrens conducted multiple exorcisms, but these attempts initially failed to expel the demons. According to Lorraine Warren, the demons were exceptionally strong, and it took numerous exorcisms to finally free David from their grasp. The process was grueling, involving prayers, rituals, and the use of holy water. Despite the intense battle, the Warrens eventually succeeded in expelling the demons, bringing some relief to the beleaguered family. However, the ordeal left lasting scars on David and his family and set the stage for even darker events that were yet to unfold. Arne Johnson's descent into darkness. Arne Johnson was deeply intertwined with the Glatzel family, particularly through his relationship with Debbie Glatzel. When young David Glatzel began exhibiting signs of possession, Arne moved in with the Glatzels to offer support and help manage the terrifying situation. During one of the exorcisms, Arne boldly challenged the demon, demanding it leave David and enter him instead. Ed Warren, a renowned paranormal investigator, warned Arne about provoking the entity, predicting dire consequences for his behavior. This warning soon proved prophetic as Arne began experiencing his own unsettling episodes, marked by erratic behavior and claims of demonic encounters. The once rational and composed Arne started having violent outbursts and strange visions. Lorraine Warren, Ed's wife and a fellow investigator, grew increasingly concerned about the negative energy surrounding the Glatzel family. She even warned local police about the dark forces at play, emphasizing the potential danger to Arne and those around him. Despite these warnings, the situation continued to spiral, leading to tragic and violent consequences. Alan Bono and Arne's arrest. On February 16, 1981, a seemingly ordinary day turned tragic in Brookfield, Connecticut. Arne Cheyenne Johnson, his fiancée Debbie Glatzel, and several family members were spending time at the Brookfield boarding kennels where Debbie worked. Alan Bono, their landlord and Debbie's employer, joined them. The group had lunch at a local pizza parlor where Bono and Johnson began to drink heavily. Arne, who had moved in with the Glatzel family to help his girlfriend Debbie with her brother David's possession ordeal, called in sick to work. Instead, he joined Debbie at the dog kennel where she worked, which was owned by their landlord, Alan Bono. Back at the kennels, tensions flared. Bono, now intoxicated, grabbed Debbie's 9-year-old cousin Mary and refused to let go. Arne, reacting protectively, confronted Bono. Witnesses described Johnson's sudden violent outburst. He drew a 5-inch pocket knife and fatally stabbed Bono multiple times. Following the attack, Johnson fled into the woods, only to be apprehended hours later by police. He claimed to have no memory of the murder, an assertion he maintained throughout his trial. Arne's case garnered national attention as his defense claimed demonic possession drove him to kill. This defense, however, was dismissed by the judge, leading to Johnson's conviction for manslaughter. The trial and its aftermath. Arne Johnson's trial in 1981 became a landmark case, famously known as the Demon Murder Trial, or the Devil Made Me Do It case. It was the first time in U.S. history that demonic possession was used as a defense in a court of law. Johnson's defense argued that he had been under the influence of demonic forces when he murdered Alan Bono. However, Judge Robert Callahan rejected this defense, citing lack of evidence that could be tested or verified by legal standards. The trial attracted widespread media attention, turning it into a sensational story covered extensively by national and local outlets. Despite the dramatic defense, the jury was unconvinced. After deliberating, they found Johnson guilty of first-degree manslaughter, and he was sentenced to 10 to 20 years in prison. Remarkably, Johnson served only 5 years due to good behavior and was released early. In the aftermath of the trial, Arne married Debbie Glatzel while still in prison, maintaining their relationship through the ordeal. Meanwhile, David Glatzel and his brother Carl sued Ed and Lorraine Warren, alleging that the Warrens had fabricated the possession story to gain notoriety and financial gain. This lawsuit further fueled the controversy and skepticism surrounding the case. The conflicting claims about the veracity of the possession story continue to spark debate, with some viewing it as a genuine case of the supernatural and others as a tragic result of mental illness and manipulation. The Glatzel family's experience with the supernatural, which culminated in the tragic events involving Arne Johnson, is a controversial and widely discussed case in American history. Their story, filled with fear and uncertainty, captured the public's attention and made headlines. It also demonstrated the difficulty in distinguishing between real paranormal occurrences and mental health challenges. The case of Arne Johnson, who was convicted of manslaughter, and the ongoing struggles of the Glatzel family serve as a reminder of the profound impact of fear and belief on people's lives. Their story is a striking example of how extraordinary experiences can blur the boundaries between reality and the supernatural, leaving an enduring impression on those involved. So that's the wrap of today's story. If you liked the story and the way we presented, give us a huge thumbs up and share it with your friends. See you next time.